is Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out with Eddie Hearn. Eddie, been waiting a while. I thought it was my Birmingham accent. Something you didn't like me or something like that.
Just woken up. You're all right.
Yeah. What is it? Is it my hair?
Have a heavy night last night.
No, I've grown a goatee since I last spoke to you. So, how was America, Eddie?
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, Taylor Serrano, huge, and then Canelo against Bivol, huge event, huge fight, and surprise winner. Really, you know, we all knew how good Dimitri Bivol was, but great performance on the night, and was an incredible 2 weeks. Back Milan last Friday was amazing. Bilbao this Friday, and then Saturday at the O2. So lucky to be alive.
What was your highlight over in America? Was it the first week with Taylor Serrano?
I think any Canelo event is incredible, but you know the Taylor Serrano fight was a one-off that we'll never forget. You know, it was looking back at the photos and the content from around the week. It was a dream the way everything played out, and you know, maybe we'll do it again.
For sure. I heard you mention earlier that you've got some. Josh just arrived. That you got some big shows coming up. Obviously, this weekend we'll start with Buatsi Richards. It's a great domestic fight.
Great fight, you know, and these are the fights that we should be making. I think if everybody's hanging around just waiting for World Championship fights, it's going to be a dull career, and you're going to let the best of your career pass you by. So Joshua Buatsi, Craig Richards, they both believe they can win this fight. We win because we get a great domestic fight, and you've seen, you know, both guys in tremendous shape. I think we're going to get an excellent fight at the O2.
How does Buatsi win this? Obviously, we've seen Craig at a higher level before, whereas for Buatsi, we're not sure how good he can yet be. Obviously, Bolotniks was a tough test as well, but how does Buatsi win this?
I think, you know, it's a fascinating fight because Craig Richards has had to jump into a lot of big fights, either ill-prepared or not ready for those fights. I mean, Buglioni boxed at a week's notice, then he fought Dimitri Bivol, you know, and obviously had the good win against Shakan Pitters, but no disrespect to Pitters, you know, it's levels below Dimitri Bivol. So I think that Craig's jumped in that deep end before and Joshua hasn't, but what Joshua Buatsi has is bundles of ability. You know, he's very, very spiteful, he's a great fighter up close, he's got a great jab as well, he's extremely tough, and I think he's going to want to have this fight in at close quarters. Craig Richards has great reach, he's got a great chin, has a tremendous jab himself as well. So I think this could even just set fire from the early stages of the fight. I think Buatsi's going to be trying to be spiteful early in this fight. And, you know, a lot of people in boxing feel this is a 50-50, and I have to agree.
Why is it billed as Buatsi Richards? Just interesting.
To be honest with you, Buatsi's, you know, he's got the bigger name, he's the bigger profile, and although Craig Richards, you know, Craig made a very good point in the head-to-head, and I don't think Buatsi likes it, is that Buatsi's been given that big build-up as a professional, and he earned it in the Olympics and because of his amateur pedigree. But Craig's had to do things sometimes as the B-side or the small hall fighter. We will toss for ring walk on this fight as yet, and we'll see what happens on that. But it's a nice bit of needle. You know, it's up to you guys to unearth that needle when you do your interviews later. And I think Richards just feels that I've had to do it the hard way and you haven't as a pro. And I don't think Buatsi liked those comments.
What happened to Buatsi? I've never seen him like that other than in that head-to-head.
There's two sides of Joshua Buatsi. There's a very nice, humble, respectful individual, and then there's a horrible son of a bitch that switches on a ring walk. But that individual switched on in that head-to-head, and that's the first time he's shown any emotion, really, in the build-up to the fight. So today's going to be interesting. Tomorrow at the press conference is going to be really interesting. And if I'm Richards, I want to get in it. I want to get into him. I want to get up close. I want to goad him. I want to try and make him lose his temper. But, you know, Joshua is a very dangerous individual.
And another big news, obviously, we have AJ Usyk 2 likely in the next couple of months. We're here in July 23rd. Is that still the date we're looking at?
Targeted date, yeah. I mean, I'm almost certain you'll get an announcement on that next week. And, you know, we look forward to making a tremendous heavyweight fight.
Saudi?
He's a front runner, yeah, and nothing signed yet, but obviously talking to a number of sites, but there's a very good chance it could be there.
And what do you expect going into that fight? Were you kind of looking at Tottenham and other things as well? Are they the other option, or is it?
It's a financial split between the two fighters and a equal one. So Team Usyk obviously want to make as much money as possible. We would like to have done the fight in London, but because of the money involved and because of the deal, it wasn't really an option. So we'll see if we can get this other option confirmed and announced for you guys.
Okay. And then Canelo obviously fought a couple of weeks ago now, losing to Bivol. What have you spoken to him about since in terms of next steps?
Very little. We had a bit of golf on the Sunday. He's very disappointed. You know, he's a winner, he's a competitor, and he was desperate to win that fight. So he's really got two options. One is to fight Dmitry Bivol next, and the other one is to fight Gennady Golovkin next, and then Dmitry Bivol. So you're going to see the rematch whatever happens. I think Canelo, being the competitor that he is, just wants to go into the rematch with Bivol, but we'll make that decision in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and for the winner of this fight on Saturday, they could be looking at potentially facing Bivol. I spoke to...
Yeah, if Canelo doesn't fight Bivol, he'll have a defence himself in September or October, and it could be against the winner of this fight.
Okay, one more thing on Tyson Fury retiring. How likely is that for you? I can tell by your reaction.
I think we all know Tyson's not retiring, but he's allowed to do whatever he wants. You know, he's had a great career, but I would like to see him fight the winner of Anthony Joshua against Usyk for the Undisputed Championship.
Actually, one more. Buatsi and Yoka on the weekend. Good fight, but the scorecards were very off.
Were they close, were they, the scorecards?
Yeah. I think it would have been a draw if it wasn't for the 2 knockdowns.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch all of it. I saw some of the highlights, and sounds like he won most rounds. But good win for Martin Buatsi. Congratulations to him and Billy Nelson.